Welcome to the debut episode of Trailblazer Weekly, our new weekly highlights show on CEC TV and SouthernUtahLive.com. I'm Carrick Segmiller, and I am ready to rock and roll with the brand new sports season just around the corner here at Dixie State. Of course, we'll be there every step of the way to bring you highlights and interviews with the Trailblazer coaches and student athletes throughout their various seasons. So let's not waste any time. Let's get this thing going. Trailblazer Weekly starts now. We kick things off today with a first look at women's soccer, men's and women's cross country, and football with updates out of their fall camps. We'll have updates out of the volleyball and men's soccer camps next week. First, we pay a visit to the football fall camp. The Trailblazers are coming off a 3-7 record last year and a 2-4 finish, good enough for 6th place in the GNAC. However, things are looking up for Dixie State as it transitions to a new conference with a new coach and an opportunity to create a new identity. There's a palpable excitement at the practices leading up to the season opener on September 1st, and why not? There's really not been a more exciting time than now to be in or around this program. I had the chance to visit football fall camp last Saturday before the team's first scrimmage, and afterward, I caught up with head coach Shane McClure to get his thoughts on the camp so far and what we can expect from the Trailblazers this season.
It's coming along well. The position battles are continuing, throughout camp. Still got a scrimmage tonight, kind of situational stuff, find out what guys do, without coaches out helping them out. Hopefully make some decisions on there. But, the boys have been working very hard, competing every single day, and I couldn't ask more of them. We're going to go into every single game, and don't mean to sound cliche, but we're going to go in and take every single week as it comes. It's a very strong conference from top to bottom. Obviously, the top dogs, recently in the conference, Pueblo, Mesa, Mines, they've been all in the top 25 at the end of last season, and they're in the preseason top 25. But I can tell you what, from top to bottom, the conference is loaded. That's the thing I'm most happy about with this team right now is just the camaraderie, the family atmosphere we have in the locker room and out here. Those guys go in and have a good time with each other in the locker room, at lunch and meetings, but when they get out here, they compete with each other, but everything's left out here. I'm very happy with it. We're working on us right now, and it is all about us right now, and, we have, school starts Monday, so probably next Wednesday we'll really start getting hot and heavy into New Mexico Highlands, give us that extra day from a normal week to prepare for them. But no, we're excited. We'll see what happens tonight and how guys react to, certain situations. But, you can only be so ready. You don't know until the lights come on and that ball's kicked off where you're really at.
A fun update with head coach Shane McClure out of the football fall camp. Of course, Dixie State football opens the season at home at Legend Solar Stadium on Thursday, September 1st versus New Mexico Highlands. Of course, we'll be live at Legend Solar Stadium at 3:30 p.m. with a special edition of Trailblazer Weekly to help kick off that season. Time now to transition from the field to the pavement or the grass or the sand. These student athletes will run just about anywhere. The men's and women's cross country teams open their fall camp on Monday, August 15th. The men's team returns its top 5 runners from last season, including sophomore Hunter Chamberlain and senior Shaquan Nettingham and George Barlow. The men's team recorded its best finish in 2015 with a 2nd place showing at the Cal Baptist Invitational while finishing in 6th at the Pac West Championships and 19th at the NCAA West Regionals. The women's team will look to a talented group of incoming freshmen and some familiar faces like junior Lacey Morgan from past seasons to returning to the team. The women's team earned the program's first team win in program history in 2015, taking 1st place at the NAU George Kite Invitational. Now, all-conference runner Skylar Story will not participate in any cross-country races this season as she prepares to help launch the new women's distance track program in the spring. Story will then complete her cross-country eligibility next fall. I caught up with cross-country head coach Justin Decker at a recent practice for more on this year's squad.
So I'll break it into team by team. Start with the men. We're coming off the best season we've ever had on the men's side last year and returning our entire top 5 from that team. So we're really excited to have those leaders back and the experience back and all those guys. And we're also adding a couple really strong additions. We're returning Rodney War, who was our #1 runner a couple years ago, as well as a couple really strong freshmen. So looking really good for the men, and yeah, build off of the success they had last year and have another really good year. On the women's side, don't have quite as many returners as we do on the men's side, but we do have a really strong, talented group, a lot of freshmen, a couple transfers that are bringing in a lot of talent, so we're really excited for them too. Yeah, just a ton of talent coming in, the experience and age that we have on the men's side, but yeah, we're really excited to see what the new freshmen and transfers are bringing in for the women. So.
The cross-country teams will head to Flagstaff, Arizona for the Northern Arizona George Kite Classic on Saturday, September 3rd. That'll be their first race of the season. Back to the field now as we wrap up today's fall camp updates. The women's soccer team is looking to build on an 11-win season last year. The Trailblazers have seen marked improvement in each of head coach Casey Bingham's 3 seasons at Dixie State, and now the goal begins to transition from simply improving each year to winning a Pac West championship. Dixie State finished with a 9-4 record in Pac West play last season, good enough for 5th place, and this year welcomes back 6 attacking starters, led by last year's leading goal scorer Darian McCloy, who finished with 7 goals. Defensively, DSU returns 4 starters, led by Montana Hadley, Aubrey Detmer, and Shelby Christensen, who helped the Trailblazers to 6 shutout victories last season. I had the chance to catch up with head coach Casey Bingham after their recent practice to get her perspective on where the women's soccer team is at this point.
The girls have, really worked their butts off this week. I think, we've challenged them and we've asked them to do things that maybe they weren't expecting or super happy about, but the attitudes right now is some of the best I've seen since I've been here. That's what we were just talking about. We played inter-squad Monday and again today, and just the growth from Monday that we saw today has been huge. I think just as far as new girls getting in the mix, learning how we play, and I think combination play looked good. I think that's really where our strength lies right now, is the cohesion and the creativity that we're showing right now is really impressive. I think when our returners are on, we look really solid and strong, and then we've got most of our new players are on the attacking end. So once we start to make those subs, you can see a little bit of that breakdown just from lack of understanding. But again, that's definitely improving. But I think overall back line, we do look really strong. And I think that will continue to improve just with the amount of returners and experience we have back there. So I think it's still our main focus right now, defensively, but we really need to get our new kids especially in the mix. I mean, in the past it was something we talked about, we discussed, but this team, it's something they talk about every single day now. It's something they talk about every single practice. This is why we're doing it, guys, remember. So I really think they have the eye on the prize, and they're staying motivated of what they're doing and why they're doing it.
Women's soccer has 1 preseason scrimmage remaining before officially opening the 2016 season in Portland, Oregon versus Concordia of Oregon on September 1st. Well, I had a blast getting out to all the fall camps. Again, updates next week from men's soccer and volleyball. With that, we'll take our first break. When we come back, I'll sit down with men's soccer head coach Tim Busen as the Trailblazers season rapidly approaches.
What are you, superheroes?
Just 4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city.
Whoa!
Gear up, guys.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place. There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
How you doing, Southern Utah? It's a good day to be alive in the STG.
I'd have been going nuts.
You would have lost your mind!
I could not believe he didn't even shake there. He gave him the finger, Devin. No.
Southern Utah's home for the best in sports includes local Region 9 high school games, Dixie State University, the NBA's new look, Utah Jazz, plus the best of the National Football League with the worldwide presence of ESPN to the Devin Dixon Show every afternoon from 4 to 6.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
Welcome back inside Trailblazer Weekly. It's my privilege to welcome our first guest of the new season, on the new set even, of the new season, men's soccer head coach Tim Busen. Coach, thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule to join us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate you being here, and like I said, you're the first guest on our new set that we've built here. We're going to have you sign our helmet later. Really excited to have you here. Before we get into the media interview, I want to have some fun with this. I like to do that. Imagine that we're finished here, you're walking out the door. If you could snap your fingers, go to any soccer venue in the world to see a game, where are you headed to?
I'd probably go out to Spain, take a look at Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. You know, it's always kind of been in the back of my mind as a bucket list place to go, and Atletico Madrid is one of my more favorite coaches there and teams, so I think that'd be a nice place to visit.
Well, you kind of went into my next question, which was which teams. You named one of them, so who's Atletico Madrid playing in that game then, if you get to choose the teams in the venue?
Well, you know, so the coach from Atletico Madrid is, you know, got the kind of personality, the fiery enthusiasm that you like to see on the sidelines. I think the players feed off of him, but far and away my favorite player is always Messi, so I've got to watch Barcelona. So, yeah, it'd have to be those two. Hope maybe in a Champions League final or something.
Well, there you go. Like I said, I'd like to have fun with that, kind of get the interview started. Let's talk Dixie State now in the men's soccer program, specifically you for a minute, Coach. It's been a little over 4 months since you were named head coach here at Dixie State, right in the middle of spring. You didn't have much time to think about things. You just hit the ground running and took off. What have these last 4 months been like for you here?
It's been good. It's nice that it was a little bit slow in the summer so I could catch up on the things I needed to do and see how the process works. And the people have been incredibly supportive, incredibly helpful. I've got a lot of support from the administration and the people that do all of the eligibility things and the academic side of the coin, and then with the media relations and getting our things up on the website. I mean, so the support staff here and the people in the area have been incredibly helpful and patient, and you know, we've been very busy trying to prepare for bringing the students in for preseason and for our season, hitting the ground running, and I feel we used our time wisely, and I think that, you know, we're coming into it pretty confident, relaxed, and prepared.
Before you came here to Dixie State, you were at Adams State. Before, you know, you got out of that cold weather, came here to the desert, and maybe that's one of the reasons to this next question, but why Dixie State? What jumped out at you about the job?
Well, actually, I went to Michigan right after going from Adams State, and I was in a nice program there as an assistant coach. Josh Pittman, who was the coach here last year, actually worked with me at Adams State the year before being the coach here at Dixie. And we'd communicated all year, and he said that he really liked it, thought that this program was in good shape. The school was supportive in their athletics and good academics. So he had a lot of good things to say about it. And then he went to Westminster and let me know that there was an opportunity. I sent my things in. I came for a visit, fell in love with the place. Think it's in a great location. All of the new construction, the buildings, and the way that the growth of this campus is happening so quickly, and the reputation that it's gaining and already had, just was very attractive. So I was very happy to have the chance to step into the role.
Men's soccer program enjoyed its best season in program history last year. We've talked before. I know that you like to focus on the here and now. Last year was great and all, but let's talk about this year. How is the team looking so far as about a week and a half into fall camp?
I'm very pleased. I mean, the guys, like you said, we're hoping today that everybody comes, shows up on time's got the right state of mind. We go out there and put our maximum capabilities into our performance this afternoon. So, but each day that we've gone out there, the guys have been very focused, very committed, energetic, talented, the good attitude. It's just been a pleasure to work with them, and we've really had some good sessions, and I feel we're moving the right direction.
Let's talk both sides of the ball quickly. Say, I'm a fan coming out to Legend Solar Stadium to watch one of your games. Who can I expect to put the ball in the back of the net for you?
Well, the nice part is you really can't pin it down to one person individually. So we can attack from various positions of the field. Last game we had 3 goals from 3 different players. So we're not really trying to ride it on one guy's shoulders. We can share the success, and it can come from defensive players, it can come from wing players, attacking players. So we're pretty versatile in our ability to be dangerous.
Now, defensively, we already know, Brad Trella, Pac West goalkeeper of the year last year, obviously named preseason goalkeeper of the year this year. But what about that back line? Who are we looking for defensively other than Brad?
Brian Baugh is he's a captain for us. He's shown some great leadership. I think he's really gained the team's respect, gained my respect. I think a very admirable person on and off the field. Brad Trella, great leadership. We just have so many guys with strong character that so many people on the team look up to and admire, and we have so much leadership out there that, again, we share it around, and that's what's nice. We don't have to just try to rely or count on certain individuals. There's just a multitude of guys that contribute to playing the defense and attacking the game. So I like our well-roundedness.
Pac West preseason poll comes out. Of course, take preseason polls for what they're worth. Take them at face value. But Dixie State falls in 7th in that poll. What effect does that have on, if any, on the mentality of the team right now and what they want to do going forward?
I don't even think it even phases us one iota. Some, no more than words or, writings. What's going to matter is, today are the guys clearing their minds, getting their schoolwork done. They're going to come 100% into what we've got to take care of today. And that's the only thing that matters to us at any given moment, is just attacking each day properly and just taking care of our business at hand.
What's been the thing that you've enjoyed the most working with his team so far in fall camp?
These guys are very mature. They're very driven. They get it. There's not a lot of explanation. There's not a lot of prodding and trying to bring the energy. It's there. They bring it themselves. They're very self-motivated. They communicate very well with each other. They can handle criticism. They like being coached. They want to learn and develop. They're in it together. So I just think the character overall, the mentality and the values these guys bring as people really, I think, excel us achieving what we're fully capable of. So I've really enjoyed that about this team.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate you stopping by today. We wish you the best of luck throughout the season. It's always good to get to know our coaches and student athletes better. But before we let you go, I mentioned it earlier, we've got this helmet We've got to have you sign this. You're the first one that gets to come in
All right.
and sign this. So we'll hand you this. I believe the marker's up here also. We'll have you sign that anywhere you'd like, and we'll have all our guests sign that. So you get to be number one
All right.
on that. Of course, the men's soccer regular season opener, just less than a week and away, really, coming up very quickly. It's time for another break in the action. When we return, we wrap up the show with a look ahead at the fall sports schedule.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
There is a place where young and old make connections, where kids feel like grown-ups, and grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
How long have we been married, dear?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years. We decided on Meals on Wheels because I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to the debut episode of Trailblazer Weekly. We'll wrap up the show now with a look ahead at the 2016 Dixie State Fall Sports schedule. But first, a little reminder about what is in store for next week's show. We'll be broadcasting live from Legend Solar Stadium at 3:30 on Thursday as we get to count down the hours to kickoff of the 2016 football season. The Trailblazers open the season versus New Mexico Highlands at 6 p.m. and we'll have interviews with coaches and players to help get you ready for the game. After that, I'll head up to the broadcast booth and we'll have the call of the game right here on CEC TV and on the radio at 97.7 FM at 6 p.m. I'll be joined by Andy Thompson, producer of the 97.7 Afternoon Drive for the home games this season. Of course, we'll also have updates from the volleyball and men's soccer fall camps as they get set to open their seasons as well. Now, without further ado, we go to the fall schedule and the home events for the first few weeks of the season. Of course, Thursday's 6 p.m. football game versus New Mexico Highlands officially kicks off the 2016 season and is full steam ahead from there. The Trailblazers will host New Mexico Highlands and South Dakota Mines on Saturday, September 10th at 6 p.m. before heading on the road for 2 games. Women's volleyball will also have a busy first weekend, hosting the Dixie State Crystal Inn Tournament. The Trailblazers will battle Black Hills State and Northwest Nazarene on Friday, September 2nd, and Cal State Monterey Bay the next day. All games will be played in the Student Activities Center. Women's soccer kicks off its season the same day as football with a match at Concordia of Oregon on Thursday, September 1st. The Trailblazers, as you can see on the screen, won't play at home until the following week, hosting Humboldt State on Thursday, September 8th at 7:30 p.m. Men's soccer kicks off the 2016 campaign at Colorado Mines on Friday, September 2nd. The men's squad plays its first home game on Saturday, September 17th at 7:30 p.m. versus Northwest Nazarene. And finally, the cross-country teams head to Flagstaff, Arizona for their first race of the season, the NAU George Kite Classic, on Saturday, September 3rd. The teams will then return to action on Saturday, September 24th in San Bernardino, California. Well, that's a wrap for the debut episode of Trailblazer Weekly. I hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, you can catch this episode and all other episodes on demand at southernutahlive.com, as well as on the Dixie State Athletics YouTube page. Don't forget, again, we're live next Thursday from Legend Solar Stadium at 3:30 p.m. as we get you ready for the football season opener versus New Mexico Highlands. I'm Carrick Segmiller, and this is Trailblazer Weekly. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.